If you are an insulation contractor trying to figure out if Jobber is actually the right software for your business in 2026, this video is going to break that down honestly, because Jobber can absolutely work for a small insulation crew. I'm not here to pretend that it's bad. The real question is what kind of insulation work you are really doing, because simple attic blow-in jobs that are just simple one thing, but R38 versus R49 homeowner packages are another thing. Spray foam board feet, builder installation windows, and mechanical insulation takeoff are completely different problems to be solved. So I'm going to review Jobber, then I'm going to compare the actual alternatives by the gap. Housecall Pro and QuoteIQ for proposals selling, Builder Prime and FieldGroove for insulation specific operations, ArcSite and Takeoff tools for estimating, Projul and Bolt for builder workflow, and FieldCamp for custom AI operations after the estimate. So let's start with where Jobber is strong. Jobber is really good when your business needs the basic cleaned up. For example, quotes, scheduling, invoicing, payments, reminders, quote follow-ups, checklist, photos, and a client hub where the customer can approve and pay the payment as well. But if you are one crew, two crews, just simple 5 people installation business, Jobber is ultimately the right choice. It can help you take care of attic insulation, crawlspace insulation, old insulation removal, and simple blow-in work as well. Jobber can take you from paper and text messages to a real operating system pretty quickly. So for the starter category, Jobber wins, no question asked. But here's where it gets different for insulation contractors. Jobber can hold the line items, notes, photos, checklists, just simple stuff. But Jobber does not naturally understand the insulation job deeply. It does not really know what is R value, attic depth, air sealing, vapor barrier, board feet, foam yield, rig capacity, builder PO, and drywall repair. They are just, all of it is random notes inside Jobber or job field, which is usually not how you want your data to be structured. And for simplicity, while Jobber can be great, there are other better options which are in market. Now let's talk about if your main problem is proposal and selling. I would look at Housecall Pro and QuoteIQ. Housecall Pro is strong for residential service proposals, customer communication, calendar payments, and polished sales workflow. QuoteIQ is also strong, but if you are selling options, packages, before after proof, financing, and a faster homeowner close, that is also another secondary option. Jobber can quote and follow up, but it does not have this good, better, best options. Ultimately, Housecall Pro, Jobber, or QuoteIQ, all of them have integrations with site measurement tools, but none of them go in that deep. So when you're making an estimate, you want to take care of the R value, depth, and then based on that choose the quantity. All of it is manual in all of these softwares. But if it's one level above Jobber, where you can have good, better, best estimate and customer presentation tools for proposal, Housecall Pro is a clear winner. But if your problem is actually insulation operations, how you manage your operations end to end, you want this R value and all this stuff to be captured and based on that quantity to be decided, then your two options are Builder Prime and FieldGroove, because they are much serious alternatives made simply for insulation businesses. Builder Prime is built around the contractor CRM process, estimating, follow-up, and production management, and they specifically talk to insulation contractor. That's their specialty. And FieldGroove is even more direct than Builder Prime. They only do one thing. They sell to insulation contract. They have ways for you to calculate how much spray foam is going to be needed, how to make quotes on site, scheduling jobs, tracking inventory. All of that stuff is present in FieldGroove. But there are two main challenges. Both of the softwares are very old, outdated, not much AI. And then second thing is FieldGroove, especially customers I have talked to, they said it's very slow. It's built like 5-7 years ago. That's the speed, and it's not optimized for 2026. But now if your gap is different category completely, which is Takeoff, none of these softwares are going to solve your problem. Takeoff tools, specifically something like ArcSite, they are meant to help you take measurements, 3D diagrams. In ArcSite, you can just walk around the room and say that, hey, you do the AR scan, and it's going to take the measurements. These are tools specifically meant for takeoffs and preparing site measurements, estimates, etc. They have integrations with all of these end softwares like Jobber, Housecall Pro. But if you want other alternatives as well, look at PlanSwift, Bluebeam, or on-screen Takeoff. And of course, if you're doing mechanical insulation, pipe wrap, duct wrap, equipment insulation, and jacketing, that's where FastWRAP, FastPIPE, and mic belong. So for Takeoff, of course, Jobber will not work. You have to use a specialty tool. But now if the next gap is production builder workflow, if your insulation business works with builders, your world is framing inspections, ready to insulate jobs, drywall dates, purchase orders, extra work orders and schedule changes you did not ask for, then Jobber can schedule a job, but it's not really built for this entire end-to-end builder production rhythm. Projul is the one that publishes its flat annual pricing starting at 4788 a year and gets into project management, job costing, change orders, purchase orders and schedule conflicts, and also it has something called as turning estimates into tasks. Bolt is another option. It is built for residential new construction, trade contractors working with builders. So production builder insulation, I'm going to give a win to Projul or Bolt. But now let's say you want an all-in-one customizable system that does the best things out of all systems and puts it into one, so you are optimized for AI first insulation operations. Then comes FieldCamp into picture. What FieldCamp does is, FieldCamp has three main things. First of all, it covers the entire insulation workflow from a lead coming in from your inbox, email, chat or message, calls, anywhere. A request is created. But the second thing is it's customizable. So you can actually using something called as FieldCamp blocks, which are like Notions blocks. You can customize into the UI and then you can say on request, I want to measure these things. One of the block is site measurements. Now you can link this site measurement block to an integration, which is like ArcSite or Hover. So when a request is created with a two-way integration, it automatically creates a project in ArcSite or Hover. You do the measurements come in, then you can go one level deep and you can train an AI agent on FieldCamp's agentic platform that takes this measurement, calculates the R value, quantities, etc. what will be required and drafts up an estimate. So by the time you are home, you have or office, you have an estimate which is ready for you to review. You spend 15-20 minutes just reviewing it, adding your margin, changing numbers here and there and sending it to customers. That's the biggest win in 2026. People should be thinking of how to automate the back office task when the physical tasks actually need you, like site measurements. Then comes the job scheduling. They have multi-day scheduling, which is one layer up than Housecall Pro, Jobber, QuoteIQ. None of these softwares have multi-day crew scheduling. Only FieldCamp does. And AI can suggest you that on day 1 you should send this 2 people, on day 2 you should send this 3 people, depending on the scope of work which is required. Then they have workflow automation. So what you can do is you can not only use the predefined templates like in Jobber or Housecall Pro for quote reminders, it is something like N8 and make.com, where inside FieldCamp you can make a workflow that when an estimate is sent, in 3 days if it's not approved, send this text message. On day 4, send this WhatsApp reminder. Whatever system you want, you can set up a workflow for it. So now looking at the complete insulation process, where you want customizability, you want integrations with the Takeoff site measurement tools, you want AI to automate your back office operations, then the clear winner for insulation business is FieldCamp. If the size of your business is more than 5 people, up to 200 technicians. But if you are a small team and you just want simple estimating tool, simple invoicing tool, etc., then Jobber is your clear choice. In the middle ground, there is a lot of options for construction specific workflow, for residential workflow like Housecall Pro, QuoteIQ, and for site measurement workflow. Choice is yours. Make a smart decision.